Hey guys, what's up? This is Glenn. I just wanted to go over today how to schedule a job and how to do some basic navigational things in Housecall Pro. So, whenever you're assigned a job, uh, usually Veronica or any of the dispatch team will reach out to you and say, hey, a job's been assigned to you. Just want to let you know. Or you'll actually receive a text message on your phone saying a job has been assigned to you. So, based on that text message, the next step for you to follow is to go into the Housecall Pro app. So, I'm using an iPhone, could be Android, doesn't matter. Very similar. So, when you open up the Housecall Pro app, then the first thing you need to do is go to the needs attention part of the screen, so which is up top. And the job that has been assigned to you is the one in black. Anything in gray refers to jobs which you've completed but the client has not paid. So if we click on the job, then the first thing we need to do is basically reach out to the client. What you would do ideally, actually, even before that, is to take a look at the job and just get a basic idea of what the job entails. Um, so the next thing you would do is you could see that it's unscheduled here. You basically want to reach out to the client either by phone or by text message, up to you, whichever method you prefer. And to do that, you would just click on the text message icon. Something will pop up. I don't have mine enabled, but the other thing that you can do is you can email the client as well. So in order to email the client, you just click on the customer tab up there. So it's at the top on the customer, the happy face. Just click on that, and you can actually get into the client details, where you could click on that email address right next to there. There's like a mail icon, like a paper airplane. So you just click on that, and then you would actually email that person. So that's one way to do it. If you click on the back button to go back to the job, once you've decided on a time with the client, then what you would do is you would scroll down and then click on the schedule button at the bottom there, and then set the time. So let's say, for example, you're going to have it done today at 4 p.m. You just set it to that. And then the employee, so it's going to be me, for instance, and then click on done. Now, once you click on that, you'll see at the bottom the schedule button has disappeared, and instead what you have up top is the actual schedule details. So the schedule details, rather, well, that's the status buttons, but if you go near the middle of the job, you'll see the schedule details here, which you can always change as well. So let's say that you get a job, you've scheduled one with a client, and they call you back and say, hey, you know what, that time is not going to work, can we reschedule? Then you can certainly do that with the pencil icon on the right to schedule, and then just change the date or time accordingly. So I'm not going to change that, but I'm going to go back. Now, when you arrive at a job, or even before you arrive, when you start off to get on your way out to the job, please click on that On My Way button up top on the right hand side. So I'll do that again. It's on the right hand side under status. On My Way, you'll see the truck icon. You click on My Way. All right, it tells you please go to the customer location. Now, when you're at the client's home and you're ready to work, then please click on the Start button, which is right there in the middle at the top. And once you've started the job, you're doing the job, and once you've completed the work, then the first thing we would like you to do is to add notes. So if I do that again, if I go all the way to the bottom there, and I click on Private Notes, and click on that blue pencil, you would just add in, underneath that first paragraph, what you actually did on the job. So I'm just going to delete some of this that doesn't apply. Okay, so you can see the first paragraph has basically the salesperson's notes. You don't need to worry about that. The second part is what I've actually typed in earlier today. So January 31st, 2018, we want the date and then your name and then what you actually did on site. So we're actually looking for more detail than this. If you have more details on voltages or any problems you ran into, anything at all, please put that into the section and then just click on done at the end. Now, once you're done with that, the next thing you want to do is to collect payment. So click on that pay button up top and then take payment. Now, we prefer that you take a credit card payment. The reason for that is if you don't take a credit card payment, there's no opportunity to collect a tip. Credit card payments result in tips, whereas the other options do not have the same feature. So very important, very advantageous to you to ensure that you collect the credit card information. So you just click on credit card, get their info, and then click on next, and you can complete the transaction. Now, what you can also do too as well is that if you're off-site, for example, and they've called you and say, hey, can I just give you my credit card number over the phone, or let's say the client is away somewhere else, then you can certainly do that. You can take their credit card information. There's another section where they actually have to sign. So when you're in person, you would actually hand the phone to the client to let them fill this in. When you fill this in, basically, this allows them to enter in a tip at their discretion. But when you try and do it on your own, in the end, a person will have to sign. So obviously, you're not going to collect a tip if the client's not there. However, you can sign your own name on this if you've collected it that way, because the client is not there and they've told you that it's okay to do so. So basically, that's all I wanted to show you guys. And by the way, one last thing is please click on the finish button at the end when you're done the job, and that closes it out. So just to recap, when you're first starting off with the job, what you're going to do is you're going to basically contact the client. You're going to schedule them and then put that into the schedule. Of course, even before you do any of this, you're going to look at the notes. You're going to look at the job itself and figure out what exactly the job entails, so you have a good idea. Then you're going to reach out to the client. You're going to set a schedule with them. And once everything has been determined, you wait for that day to arrive. Once you're on the way, click on the On My Way button, then the Start button, take payment, and then add the notes, and then click on Finish to finish the job off. If you ever need an invoice number or you need the invoice to be sent to somebody, you can click on the Invoice tab up there. You have the full invoice. If they've paid, it'll say so at the bottom there, underneath the total that they have paid that invoice. And then finally, please enter in the Nest Pro ID on any single job that you're doing. So we'll provide you with the Nest Pro ID for your city, but basically for any elite city such as New York, any of the California locations, and New Jersey and Connecticut, you would put in the Nest Pro New York ID, which is FB48B0. Any other location that's non-Nest Pro Elite, then you would put in the bottom one, which is 0DC813. So please ensure that you put that number into every single thermostat that you're doing as your Nest Pro ID. So that's it. Thanks a lot, guys. If you have any questions, please let me know.